And welcome to David Speaks, my YouTube channel. So, the start of the Boxing Day test between Australia and South Africa, and Australia are a long way in front after the first day itself, are already highlighted in the first test that this South African team is not that team that has never lost in Australia. This South African team has a lot of inexperience in the batting department, and that is costing them. They lo- they got all out for 189. Well, Kyle Verreynne, the only positive for them, who's got runs in both of the test matches. Marco Jensen has shown that he's kind of an all-rounder. He's not just a bowler, but rest of the batting inexperience is showing in them. Um, Australia won the toss, elected to field, and South Africa didn't get a good start. They were 58 for 4 during the lunch, and then they got that partnership, the much needed partnership for them between Jensen and Verreynne. I think they were at one stage 170 odd for 5, looking good after being 58 for 4, courtesy that 100 partnership. But then they lost their sixth one, and the last 4 wickets fell for 28 runs. The last 5 wickets fell for 28. Now, now here South Africa has just I think lost the first innings. I can't say lost the game as yet. It's still a long way to go in this Test match. But these 5 wickets for 28 runs, the collapse has given Australia early lead in this Test match, because 189 is not the score you want to be bowled out for batting first, especially in Australia. Because in Australia, if you don't score in your first innings, you're a long way behind in the game. Australia 45 for 1. David Warner, his 100th Test match, he's 35 not out. Marnus Labuschagne is also not out with him. Khawaja, the man, dismissed. And it was Rabada who took his wicket. South Africa were not on with the ball as well. You see Kagiso Rabada, although he got a wicket, he was too much down the leg side with the ball, but I think the batting has let South Africa down again. Let me reiterate. Zondo, his just fourth Test match. Cyril Irvie, his fourth Test match. First time in Australia. Same for Kyle Zondo. Kyle Verreynne, first time in Australia, although he's done really well. He's a massive tick for them. Marco Jensen, although he's a fast bowler, so it really, really not make much of a difference, because he's experienced in bowling on those bouncy pitches, and South African pitches are also bouncy. But his first time in Australia too, and he's also shown that he's got something with the bat as well. Apart from Bavuma and Elga, who came last time when South Africa toured Australia and won under Faf du Plessis, there is no one else in the batting department that has toured Australia that time. Rabada did, but he's a bowler. Then you see 4 or 5 batsmen like that. 4 or 5 batsmen are just inexperienced batsmen who has their first tour of Australia. Well, then definitely you'll find it tough. And it was it can be it was to be seen before the series that isn't it a too much inexperienced side? We could see that. We could see the holes in the South African side in the batting department before the series itself. And the holes have gone deeper. Australia, terrific bowling. Right from the start to finish. In the first test, even in the second test here. At the finish of day 1. They took 4 wickets in the first session, Then South Africa fought back in the middle session, just lost 1 wicket, got a 100 partnership. But in the last session, Australia, when it was looking like that South Africa might get to 300 and might get a fighting score on the board, Mitchell Starc, Cameron Green did a demolition job. He got his first 5 wicket haul. Nathan Lyon didn't do much. He just got 1 wicket, but he held up an end. Cummins, Starc, and Cameron Green, and also Nathan Lyon took care of the South African batting lineup. So South Africa long way behind in this test, and Australia obviously long way in front. Now what should happen tomorrow? I think South Africa, need to bowl out Australia for at least 300, because if Australia go to 350, 400, then I think South Africa will be long way behind for them, and it'll be very tough for them to come back into the game. They need to bowl Australia by 300 or even less than that. But at most, need to bowl them out by 300 to stay in the game. So that's it for this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, like and share with your friends. Thank you.